What's up, guys? It is I, once again, Joseph Cohen Mason, and today, guys, I want to talk about and review a movie which is among my all-time favorite films and a Disney classic I love very much. That Disney film being Beauty and the Beast, released in 1991 and was the second film in the Disney Renaissance era after The Little Mermaid. Now, my history with Beauty and the Beast started a long way back. I was just a little boy who was enjoying a lot of these blockbuster action films like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, or any kind of animated movies like Pinocchio or like Dumbo and all these kind of great films I love so much. But when I first saw The Little Mermaid, I was very much impressed by what Disney have done, and I was so emotionally engrossed in their story. Then came Beauty and the Beast, which really touched my heart, guys. This movie is a classic, and it's such a beautiful story about finding love and finding beauty within the beast. And this film is actually based on a French story of the same name called La Belle et la Bête, which means Beauty and the Beast, of course. And it was written by a female French author who it was amazing the kind of story she wrote, because I love this kind of story and how the main character, Belle, is one of the most strongest, independent, and and the most intelligent characters in the Disney films I've seen ever, because her character isn't just strong, independent, and has her own set of goals in mind, but she's also a woman who very much embraces her femininity. And the basic story of Beauty and the Beast, it tells a tale of a prince who lives in a castle in a faraway land, a prince who was spoiled, selfish, and unkind, and one day he gets a visit from an old lady who offers him a red rose, in exchange for allowing her to find shelter from this heavy storm. And he refuses her, and she says to him, please see the beauty within whatever what he considers not beauty, because she was like an old woman who wasn't really attractive, so obviously he refused her, and that caused the old lady to take the form of a beautiful enchantress. And the prince begs her for forgiveness, but it was too late, and she curses him with this spell that transforms him and others into these objects. But in his case, he is transformed into a hideous, grotesque, ugly monster, a beast, if you will. And because of this, he secluded himself in his castle, and he locked himself away from the outside world, never for anyone to see his face or what he's become. And the only way for him to cure this curse, the spell that's been cast upon him, is to find the kindness and beauty within himself, and to learn to love someone, generally love someone for them and not for himself. And if he can't do it before his 21st birthday, when the red rose starts to lose its petal one by one, if he can't find the one love of his life, and before the last petal falls, the curse will remain, and he will remain a beast forever. And many years later, we get to meet the character Belle, who lives in a small town. And Belle, guys, is one of the most beloved characters in Disney history. And I would argue that she's the best female character in any Disney film. Like I mentioned before, she is strong, independent, and very open-minded. At the same time, she's a woman who embraces her femininity, unlike most female characters in movies who usually try to take on the male role, where she tries to be more like a man. But Belle knows who she is, what she wants, and she very much is a woman who has dreams, and she's inspired by books and by getting like ideas that can help change the world. Where in the town she lives in, especially which is summed up perfectly in the opening song, she is living in a town where she can't relate to anyone, nor anyone wish to understand what she wants and what she hopes to accomplish in life. And her only passion lies in books and caring for her loving father and inventor Maurice, who after he completes his invention so that he may go to a fair and get the money they need to leave the town, he sets off for the fair. Except Maurice isn't so, he's very good with like mechanics and inventions, but when it comes to directions, like in finding directions, he's not so good. So he gets lost. He wanders into a castle, which is actually the castle of the beast himself, and a lot of things happen, which as a result brings Belle from the town to save her father Maurice, and she pleads with the beast to let her father go and take her instead as his prisoner, and he accepts her like plea in exchange that she will remain forever, which she agrees to, and that's where the story begins. And this movie, it really takes place in two areas: the town and the castle itself. And the thing is, guys, the more Belle stays away from the town, we soon realize that the town was actually her prison, much like how the castle was the beast's prison, and how neither one of them have been really free, except Belle at least was aware of herself, and she doesn't want to remain in this prison that was a town, while the beast, on the other hand, is someone who chooses to imprison himself because of how he refuses to let others see him for how he looks. And Belle, unlike most people who the beast encounters, she sees something different from the beast, and she sees a beauty in him after a certain event happens when the beast goes into a tantrum, and how he redeemed himself later to rescue Belle, and how Belle treats him of his wound, and how they get to know each other. And as the movie goes along, we get to so many great songs and so many great moments, especially the highlight of the movie, in my opinion, where the song Beauty and the Beast is sung as Belle and the Beast are dancing with each other in the Great Hall. That was truly amazing and breathtaking. Now, the central antagonist of the film is actually this hunter named Gaston, and Gaston is he is very obvious, but the thing about Gaston that makes him different from most Disney villains like Jafar from Aladdin or Ursula from the Little Mermaid is more of how his psychology, basically, because everyone around him, because the thing about Gaston, he is someone who prides himself as being the best and nothing but the best, and he wants to make Belle his wife, actually forcing her to become his wife, and everyone in town loves him for it. They actually indulge him. They actually encourage this kind of behavior to go on. And so the real villain or monster, if you will, isn't the beast, nor is it Gaston, but it's actually this town. Because the thing about this film that makes me a bit frustrated is the fact that in most Disney films, usually the main villain will always be exposed as the bad guy. In this film, when the main bad guy is exposed, they love him for it, guys, and that is what really got me. And besides that, and a lot of these strong themes and elements, and all the characters, and Belle being a great character, and the Beast being a character who doesn't realize who he is or the kindness within his heart until Belle challenges him and tries to bring it out of him, and not tolerating his behavior. Besides all that, this movie looks absolutely stunning. The musical numbers are great. The opening with the whole glass frame and how it sets the tone and establishes the story for us in brief detail, that is all so brilliantly done. And this movie is obviously, I think, set in France, because they speak certain words, and the certain speech are spoken in French, like bonjour or like mademoiselle or like mon ami. It's always all French. I'm still learning how to speak fluent French, but this movie, it touched my heart for a lot of reasons, and I'm actually planning to get the novel of the same name this is based on. And The Beauty and the Beast is one of those rare movies in general where I find not just a great love story, which I'm a sucker for, like I mentioned before, but a great story that shows something within everyone, that you can't really judge something by appearance. You can't judge something based on what you know or what you think you know. And because the way that Belle and Beast interaction goes, it feels very natural, very real, and the days they spent together and the castle, it is just so beautiful, guys. I love this kind of story, and I will always look to Beauty and the Beast as one of the great Disney classic that is more than just a great animated film, but a great movie in general. And this movie is a masterpiece, guys. And I really believe this movie to be Disney's best film. And I also like Frozen. Aladdin I'm kind of mixed on because of certain things I don't like about it, but I think that this movie, Beauty and the Beast, is still Disney's best film to this very day, and I have yet to see another great classic like Beauty and the Beast. Well then, guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more from me, then check out my other channel, Mr. Gamer 990, where I do a lot of gaming content. I love Let's Play videos. And watch out for my next video on any movie review, any television, anime review. Until next time, guys, peace out, take care, adios, amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.